Pittsburgh CLO's 2026 PNC Summer of Musicals. Feel the music with Beautiful, the Carole King musical, the inspiring story of a girl from Brooklyn who became a chart-topping legend. Mean Girls, the fiercely funny smash hit musical based on Tina Fey's hit film. And don't miss the Tony Award-winning sensation, Suffs, the bold, brilliant story of the women who fought tirelessly for the right to vote. 3 must-see shows, 1 unforgettable summer of musicals. This June and July at the Benedum Center. Get your tickets today. PittsburghCLO.org.
Today's episode is supported by AIDS-Free Pittsburgh. There are more than 5,000 people living with HIV in southwestern Pennsylvania, and the Ryan White HIV/AIDS program provides support services to help them get the care they need. That includes assistance with things like healthcare, medications, housing, transportation, food, and treatment for substance use disorders. Visit AIDSFreePittsburgh.org to learn more.
This is CityCast Pittsburgh. I'm Megan Harris, and here's what Pittsburgh's talking about. When I went to the farmers market this past weekend, I noticed something new in the parking lots. Yes, there are all my favorite vendors, but there are also a fair number of fireworks distributors. Those big white tents with all the TNT flags all over them, they are suddenly everywhere because we are coming up on the July 4th holiday. And while most of the fireworks you and I might purchase on the side of the road are made elsewhere, all the ones we see lighting up our skies at major events, at holidays, at PNC Park, those are made here in Pittsburgh. We actually have a long, competitive local history in pyrotechnics. Today, we are bringing back one of my all-time favorite episodes about why Western Pennsylvania can very legitimately claim to be the fireworks capital of the world. I'm with CityCast executive producer and Pittsburgh native Mallory Falk today. I want to know, how do you feel about fireworks?
I like them. I mean, especially in Pittsburgh when, if you're at the right spot, you can catch them reflecting off the rivers. I think that adds to the spectacle. When I lived in West Texas, I was not a fan because, you're in a drought, there's wildfire risks. So I like being back somewhere where I can watch them guilt-free. I think guilt-free. I don't know. They might not be very environmentally sound, but, for now at least.
Yeah, where it's raining constantly and at least you don't have to worry about the spark of a wildfire most of the time.
Yes. What about you, Megan?
I grew up in the land of no rules or laws whatsoever. So I was at fireworks stands forking over my chump change every chance I got. Starting in mid-June, they would start popping up. The tents on the side of the road would take over a little corner of an abandoned car lot. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's where you and I differ. I'm a fan of watching them from afar as someone else sets them off. I have never, even done a little sparkler myself.
I do both. So, yeah, we always watched the big ones anywhere they were near us, although I grew up in the middle of nowhere, so we had a lot less opportunity than Pittsburghers do. But yeah, we always lit our own. But I'm curious, as our native Pittsburgher, if you feel like you know much about the companies that actually make the big budget ones that you see in major displays.
I know not a thing.
You know that at least a few of them are designed and made here in Pittsburgh, because otherwise you would not have greenlit this, and let me tell you about it.
Yeah, until you pitched the story a couple days ago, I had no idea that Pittsburgh was this fireworks hotspot, that it all sparked here in our region. I'm going to stop with these puns now.
I mean, actually, I know you're being punny, but also it's kind of true. So settle in. I'm going to take you on a journey. There are 3 big companies that are all centered here in Western Pennsylvania. Now, to be clear, they are all responsible for those big, huge, thousands of dollars worth of shows that you see in big cities all over the nation, at sporting events, at all kinds of fun things like that.
Not just in Pittsburgh.
Not just in Pittsburgh. And also, they do not sell the stuff on the side of the road. That is not their game. They're doing the huge ones that people like you, Mallory, love to go watch.
Gotcha.
So I'll take you on a journey. We will start with the oldest and arguably the best known in our region, Zambelli. Have you heard of them?
I have not. Megan, you're going to out me as someone who knows next to nothing about fireworks providers, any of this.
So the only reason I say that is because I feel like Zambelli specifically does a really good job of marketing. So if it's a Zambelli fireworks show, it says it. They're very, very clear. I don't know if they put it in their contracts or what, but If it's a Zambelli, if they're involved, it's always on the billing. They call themselves the first family of fireworks, which, God, what a front. I love it.
Great alliteration.
Also, just like a hell of a claim.
Yes.
They have done the regatta. They've done Light Up Night for a long time here in Pittsburgh. They did our 4th of July. They do not have the contract this year.
Ooh, is there drama? This is what's going to get me personally invested if there's interpersonal drama among these fireworks providers.
I don't know if it's drama so much as just really intense competition.
Okay.
So all of these have deep Western Pennsylvania roots. Zambelli was established in 1893 in Newcastle, so about an hour north of the city. They are still to this day family owned. They allegedly started from a little black book full of the patriarch's family fireworks recipes. There's a photo of it on their website. It looks like one of those black and white composition notebooks.
Okay, you're blowing my mind already. I did not think that there were like fireworks recipes passed down through the generations in families. This is incredible.
Yeah. So this company, they have a hell of a reputation, genuinely. Like they've put on shows all over the world, including here in Pittsburgh, of course, but also like at Disney and for their major events.
The big leagues.
Yeah. The U.S. Capitol for papal visits in different cities.
Wow.
They've done the biggest sporting events you can imagine. Actually, check out this photo I'm sharing of JFK from the White House in 1963.
Oh, wow. I mean, these fireworks are definitely stealing the show from JFK. He's just like right in the bottom little corner. But that's incredible that they've been around this long, that they're this prominent. I did not know that a Pittsburgh company had this kind of claim to presidential fame.
And the presidents in particular seem to be a really big point of pride for the company. They have, I lost count of how many administrations, but it goes back a very long time of how many presidential visits and presidents that they have gotten to put on shows for and also taken their selfies with.
I knew that Pittsburgh had a presence at the White House, at least during the Obama era, when he used to bring Pamela's pancakes in for Memorial Day weekend. Yeah. But I guess the White House's relationship with Pittsburgh providers goes back way further and deeper than that.
Honestly. So just a teeny bit about their technology. So they were known in the early days for this thing called a multi-break shell, which is handmade or was from a facility here. So that's when you see a big burst and then these other smaller bursts or crackles all around it.
Ooh.
So these days, they still do business all over. But here locally, you can always see them, for example, at Pirates games. I now that you know to look for it, you will notice it every time. If you were ever at a Pirates game on a Saturday fireworks show night, they will say Zambelli fireworks. They say it over and over again. They have great marketing.
Yes, I'm sorry to the marketing team that somehow this has not infiltrated, but I will notice it next time.
Okay, we've talked about Zambelli. Number 2. Still over a century old, also located in Newcastle, a whopping 8 minutes away from Zambelli. I just can't get over how literally geographically close these two companies are.
I guess Newcastle is the fireworks capital of the U.S. Could it make that claim?
They do make that claim, although they go bigger. Mallory, they say they are the fireworks capital of the world.
Wow. First, we got the first family. We got the world capital.
I know. It's amazing. So this company is called Pyrotechnico.
Ooh, great name.
I know. So Pyro, Technico. They were founded in Newcastle in 1922, although they say the company itself started several years before that when the Vitali family, I hope I'm saying that right, immigrated to America.
Okay, making some assumptions about these last names, but it seems like our Italian immigrants really cornered the market on fireworks.
You have no idea. Yeah, that's an obvious through line through every bit of this. Even number 3, it will fit into that same bucket. So long history, of course. This company pivoted a little bit after the pandemic, and maybe the others did too, but certainly their website really makes a point of emphasizing it. They're still in the fireworks business, but if you scan their offerings now, you see so much more about technical expertise. So not just the shells, the actual things that get lit on fire and become these big booms, but how to integrate them with sound and light and video to make this special brand of special effects that can elevate a live event. It sounds so much more complicated and thoughtful and nuanced than I ever realized it would.
Yeah, this is really making me appreciate how many different pieces go into creating, that spectacle that we all show up downtown for every summer.
Absolutely. So this company, Vitale family, still owns Pyrotechnico. They sound like they're still growing. They had jobs posted on their website. They say they do thousands of shows a year, 3,000 annual 4th of Julys alone all over the nation, mostly the eastern half of the U.S. And it sounds like they have similar clientele. So gobs of sporting events, including the Super Bowl once, college celebrations, Formula One races, Coachella, a Beyonce tour, and big special effects displays. Today's episode is sponsored by the Frick Pittsburgh Museums and Gardens. If you want a taste of Paris right here in Pittsburgh, their next exhibition is perfect. French Modern's Matisse Renoir Degas is coming very soon. We're getting in work from really famous French artists, painters, and sculptors, folks like Cézanne and Rodin. And you don't need to be a dedicated student of art history to appreciate this work. Yes, they are legends now, but back in their day, these artists were considered radicals. And some really put a foundational mark on art movements that we still celebrate today. Things like realism, impressionism, cubism, surrealism, and more. I feel like it's easy to forget, but it's in part because of artists and masterworks like these that we think about Paris and Parisian culture the way we still do today. I, for one, am really excited to see this exhibition, maybe chase it with a stop by the Frick's little cafe and a stroll through the gardens. It's going to be so much fun. Look for French Modern's Matisse Renoir Degas at the Frick starting June 20th and get your tickets at thefrickpittsburgh.org. CityCast Pittsburgh is brought to you today by Quantum Theater. You know, I meet a lot of people that are trying to get into Pittsburgh's theater scene. They're trying a show here or there. I want to recommend Quantum. They've got a show coming up called The Tempest. Director Carla Booz has been involved in our art scene here for more than 30 years, and she is ending her time with Quantum on a high note. She is directing Shakespeare's The Tempest. It's this epic play that's all about power, revenge, forgiveness, transformation. And y'all, they found the perfect setting, the Carrie Blast Furnaces over in Rankin. If you have never been, it's like stepping back in time. And since Quantum is all about immersive experiences, I am betting the audience is going to get a unique taste of all that metal and machinery right there on the Mon. If you haven't checked out Quantum yet, now is your time. The Tempest opens July 17th and runs through August 23rd. Get your tickets today at quantumtheater.com/tempest. For like all kinds of private events, from like small scale weddings and beyond.
I know that probably getting to do fireworks shows at the White House is the premier bragging right, but I don't know. Beyonce tour, to me, that's hard to beat.
And the Super Bowl, they did the Usher one. And I mean, I remember that show, like how precise everything had to be. And it's on stage and it's next to these artists that are like worth a lot of money. So you have to get everything exactly right. There was an interview I saw where one of the family members was talking about like holding his breath during the entire Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah, you don't want to catch a major celebrity on fire with a little errant spark.
That's what I'm saying. Pyrotechnico's last 4th of July fireworks show in the city of Pittsburgh was in 2021, about $80,000.
Gotcha. Okay, so then I guess this third company, this is who's putting on this year's display then?
Bingo. So last but not least, personally, I think they have the silliest name. I know you have not heard of it. It was brand new to me too until I started hunting through the city's 2024 capital budget just to figure out who our provider is these days. So they are called the Starfire Corporation.
Ooh, impressive name.
It kind of sounds like something from like, I don't know, like an 80s video game or something.
Yeah, I was thinking some kind of mega conglomerate in outer space.
Yeah, so they're a bit younger. They were founded about 60 years ago around Carrolltown, Pennsylvania. So an hour and a half-ish east drive north of Johnstown, not quite to Altoona.
Okay, so not Newcastle this time. We're not in Lawrence County anymore.
But still Western Pennsylvania.
Yes.
Once again, Italian immigrants. Again, I hope I pronounced this right. The Teresi family, their patriarch is still with us. He is considered a master shell builder.
Wow. I mean, I guess I always just imagined that these were, there was some kind of machine doing it. I didn't know that this is something like a human could physically build with their hands.
Yeah, I mean, just researching this on all of their websites, but also in news coverage, like it's literally artisans, basically, like hand tying so many of these things.
Wow.
It's fascinating to me. There's this great story in the Altoona Mirror from 2023 that talked about Starfire's local workforce because they have full-timers, but they have hundreds of part-timers in towns all over the U.S. And here it was talking about they had an electrician, a coal miner, a water authority foreman, and a tire builder, which is another industry I didn't realize people hand built. But anyway, and the skills that each of them were bringing to the table when setting up circuits and fuses and volleys and making all of this stuff literally by hand.
I really have a newfound appreciation for everything that goes into fireworks displays, Megan. Thank you for sharing all of this with me.
But this story just does such a great job of explaining types of fireworks, too. Like I'm sending you a picture. If you've ever bought fireworks on the side of the road, you have seen these in small scale. So they're the ones with like hundreds of cylinders, or I mean, it can be dozens, too. But they look like cardboard, maybe all wired together side by side to make this huge cube. In this case, the photo is more rectangular, so I guess that's a cuboid. But anyway, there's a fuse hanging off of it. And there's this one dude who's sitting here wiring the whole thing. Those are called cakes, apparently.
I'm so nervous for this man, seeing him just kneeling next to these explosives, but I'm sure he knows what he's doing.
So Starfire's client list, once again, big and small, at least that they've shared online, from everything from the New York Mets to the Meadows here close to Pittsburgh. They do Penn State stuff at Beaver Stadium. They've done the St. Louis Arch. They've done big shows for the Statue of Liberty. It looks like they're in more than a dozen states. They said they have 3 manufacturing facilities, and they've got a really big focus on making fireworks in America. I don't know about you, but I've heard lots of jokes over the years about how so many of our, like, especially roadside fireworks are made in China and they're shipped over here for these huge scale products. They talk a lot about like innovation within their product line. A lot of them are still hand lit, like somebody stands over them with some kind of fire source. But a lot of others are totally electronic. They're lit via controller. It sounds like it's really specialized, at least according to the family.
Wow, I wonder if there's like a trade career path to become a firework builder, or like, are there apprenticeships? How do people acquire these skills? I'm very curious now.
I know. Yeah, I mean, Starfire in particular seems to have a lot of messaging on their website about this. Like, if you think this is a good fit for you, please get in touch with them. I love that. Kind of feels like a nice way to remain committed to your community that you're headquartered in. And Starfire is actually doing this year's big City Blast. And of course, it is America 250. The anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. I have not seen any specifics yet about what their display is going to look like, but you know there's going to be like some big extra special oomph, like big blasts are coming.
Star power from Starfire.
I know, right? I mean, and we always blow up a lot of money on the 4th of July. We are very proud of our fireworks display. And I mean, just to kind of put that into perspective, in 2021, Pyrotechnico got $80,000. In 2022, Zambelli got the contract for $67,000. In 2023, Starfire got around $80K. And this year, the city got $630,000. This was a grant from the Robert K. Mellon Foundation for fireworks. So based on those numbers alone, I am really expecting a wild show next week.
Wow, that is so much money for like a 20-minute show. But anyway, all of this kind of has me wondering why Western Pennsylvania? Like, I was going to guess maybe fireworks originated in Italy. And so the fact that so many Italian families ended up here is how we got these big 3 companies. But my understanding is fireworks actually originated in China. So I'm just curious if there's something about this region and its history that's led us to have like the 3 main fireworks providers.
Yeah, I mean, not a historian, of course, but from what I have read, and some of this comes from an organization called the American Pyrotechnics Association. Yes, fireworks did originate in China, but Italians were allegedly the first Europeans to manufacture them as far back as the 13th century.
Wow.
So they traveled from the east to Italy. The first recorded fireworks display in the country, well, what we now call the Italian country, it was in 1379. There were winged creatures that emitted sparks. I just think it's really neat. And of course, not lost on anyone that Western Pennsylvania has been a landing spot for a lot of Italian immigrants over the years. So I think, it makes sense to me at least that so many of them would have come here and then brought their families, their friends that also had these skills. And it created this hotbed sort of for fireworks activity in Western PA.
The more you know. Well, if you want to watch Starfire's show over Pittsburgh, the blasts are scheduled to start on the 4th at 9:35 p.m. Megan, thank you so much for sharing this history with me. I had no idea. Clearly, I had never even heard of Zambelli, and now I am fascinated.
Yeah, you will absolutely notice them in the future. That is all for today here on CityCast Pittsburgh. You can support us by becoming a CityCast Pittsburgh neighbor. All the details are at membership.citycast.fm. We'll be back tomorrow with more from around the city. We'll talk to you soon.
Does that joke actually work?
I think it does. Just say it with like a little more confidence. That's all.